Hey everybody, this is Jewelyn. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my quarterly series on my channel. One of my favorite top 10 videos to do. My top 10 succulents, cacti, and houseplants. So it's a 3-part series. I like to do this on the quarterly for the channel, and I thought, you know what, it's a perfect time to wrap up the year as December is here. I can't believe it. And the sun is finally out because it was raining like crazy. Everything in my patio is really wet and everything is dirty. I've been gone out of town for a week, so I'm finally back from Las Vegas. I didn't do much filming from Las Vegas, so it kind of feels weird filming because I haven't filmed for a while. But I'm back and there's Abby back there in her little sweater. But it's pretty warm for December. I want to go ahead and randomly pick 10 cacti to be featured in today's video. Stay tuned for the end of the video. I have a little giveaway which I will be doing for all 3 videos for this top 10. So I hope you guys enjoy my last top 10 cactus, succulent, and houseplants for 2019. I can't believe I'm saying that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see who makes the top 10. I will try to not pick the same babies, but you will see probably a few repeat offenders because I love them so much, and hopefully I'm able to share a few new ones that have never made it to the top 10. I guess I should talk about the one that is in the thumbnail, and I have a thing for rhipsalises. If you haven't watched my rhipsalis collective video, go ahead and check it out. Although I do have more rhipsalises since that collective. I'll do more updated collective videos in the upcoming year. So this is one of my favorite rhipsalises. I am in love with the way how it's growing in my space. This is living in my patio up against my little like wall section of the patio, and I've had this one, I want to say since this year, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I've had it for a year yet, but this is a lot of new growth on this. And I got this particular rhipsalis, I want to say from Fallbrook, so south of me, and I've just been obsessed with this. This is such a really cool, interesting plant to have in my collection. It's one of like my most favorite things to look at in the patio just because it's weird and interesting. You'll see I have a bunch of rhipsalises that will be featured in today's video, but I definitely do have a thing for them. So I wanted to go ahead and start off with this particular baby, and he's just been doing really good in the patio. I think in the future, if I ever did want to take from the plant to trade, sell, or gift, I probably would take from the top because there's a lot of new babies here, and kind of try to keep this section as is because I just love the way how it's cascading. I love the characteristic of rhipsalises, and this is probably one of the coolest one I have in my collection. So starting off with this little baby, and I'm really interested to see what it's gonna look like in the upcoming year. Is it gonna cascade more on the other ends? But for now, I mean, I'm just loving this huge section right here. So I wanted to start off with a rhipsalis. I am probably going to, well, bring up a plant that you've seen before. I love this one so much. Here is the current condition of my pseudo zigzag euphorbia. I know it's a euphorbia, but I'm putting it in today's top 10. And this is the current condition of it. It is really wet because it was drenched in the rain. I hope my cacti and sansevieras will be okay because I think it's gonna rain in the upcoming days. And I actually moved it to a terracotta planter. It was living in a white cylindrical planter, but I ended up giving it to one of my aeoniums. And I have not much to say about this since the last time I shared it on the channel. I do see some little new interesting growth happening here. I don't know if it's gonna maybe like bloom on me or something, but this is a very slow growing cacti. I think 3 of my subscribers has purchased babies off of it. You can see where I took from it, which looks pretty sad, but I took one section here, one section here, and then a little baby I think down here somewhere. So that'd be kind of interesting to see how my cuttings are doing that my subscribers got from me. But this is a very slow growing cacti, very rare for me too. I've never seen this cacti before in person besides this one. I just love the pattern of it. I'll give it a spin, and this has probably been on my top 10 before. I really love this thing to pieces, and it's one of my favorites in my collection just because of the pattern and just the rareness of it. It just really stands out from the crowd, and I love it. So I'm sorry if it was featured before, but I'm gonna feature it today to wrap up 2019 for top 10 cacti. I love it a lot, and we'll see if it ever gives me a new baby. I don't see any movement happening, but just like a few little things growing on the ends here that may look like it might be little blooms. I don't know, because this thing has never bloomed on me before, so I'll keep you posted. I'm gonna try to space out the rhipsalises because I have a handful of them. I love them a lot. I love trailing plants. So this is another fun rhipsalis making it in today's top 10 cacti. So this is a really fun find. I got it from the plant show over the summer in Encino. I love this thing so much. I kept touching it and grabbing it and picking it up if you watched it Come With Me with Catherine and Carrie, and I ended up taking it home. I already have this plant. It's smaller. It's in the same section as where they live together, right in front of my bed. But I just love like the oldness of it. I don't know. To me, it looks old. And there's one section here I'm gonna have to prune off, but that's okay. I can go ahead and propagate this. And I wanted to rescue it, so let me know, what do you guys think about him? He's pretty weird and interesting, and I see a lot of new small growth over here, so it must be happy living in that bottom section of my plant shelf. There's multiple growth sections here, but he's just weird, interesting. He definitely needed to be rescued. It's living in a planter that I got as one of my original cobalt blue and white planters. This is from the Bay Area Thrifted when I was living there, and I just love having rhipsalises and cobalt blue and white planters if I can. This one definitely is one of my favorite unique looking ones in the collection, so wanted to bring him out and give him a spotlight in today's top 10. I'm not too sure if this totem pole babies made it in a top 10, maybe. My totem pole cacti, I have a bunch. I think I have 3 propagating in my greenhouse, and these came from a big mother plant in Arizona when I spent the fall of last year. I guess, wow, a year ago. I can't believe it. I spent like 3 months in Arizona, and I gave all of my plant friends little totem pole babies, and I kept a handful for me, and hopefully it's gonna do okay with it getting rained on. But I love these. I love the uniqueness of them. They're chubby, they grow weird. None of them ever look really the same because of the different textures and patterns, the way how it grows. I love them a lot. I love that they don't have no pricklies on it too, and they're just really cool and interesting. So when I see these, it reminds me of Arizona. I've seen so many of them growing in different nurseries in Arizona, not so much out here in California, which is weird to say, but they were very popular and trendy at different plant nurseries in Arizona. So these have been with me now for, I guess, 13 months, because it was fall of last year when I adopted them into the collection, and I love them. So they just live out in the front here on the shelfie, and I could actually gang up more of them if I wanted to, but I think 2 together works. But I do have 3 more in the greenhouse, and we'll see what I do with them. I can sell them, trade them, gift them. So I just love them a lot. They're really cool, interesting, and unique, and they're little chubby little friends of mine in my collection, so I wanted to go ahead and include them in today's top 10. I guess I should space out another rhipsalis. Here's another one. I got this one over the summer from the same plant show in Encino. Catherine and I got matching plants. I love this thing so much. I actually got another one from Ventura, which I could have shared that one in today's top 10, but this one has been with me the longest, so I wanted to give it some love on the channel. This grows on my little kitchenette area by the window with a bunch of other rare rhipsalises. I love this thing so much. I'll give it a spin so you can kind of see what it's looking like. A lot of new growth here, and I think every little section is new growth. Like this is new, this is new, and I just love the uniqueness of it. I love how it's like flat and wide compared to other rhipsalises. As you've seen, like the first one is like a pencil type of cactus, the characteristic of it, but rhipsalises are super cool, and a bunch of them have bloomed on me. This one has not. I don't know if it does has blooms, but I love it. And these 2 actually fell off. My grandma propagated it and I stuck it back in the planter. If you watch one of my Planting with Jewelyns, fixing up plant babies, I love doing that from time to time. So I wanted to go ahead and dedicate a spot for this one, and I don't think it made it to a top 10. I'm not too sure. I just got this one in the summer. See how it takes shape over the next upcoming year. This is a planter that I got from the 99-cent store a while back when I did a big haul with Catherine, and I love anything white for planters. This planter I think works really well with the shape of the way how it's growing, and this is probably going to be its forever home because there's probably a lot of real estate down there in the pot for it. But such a cool plant, and I'm glad I found this in the plant show. I can't wait to go to the next plant show in the future. So very cool find. New baby, and I do have one right there behind me, my original AMAC Variegated Euphorbia. Love that thing so much. This is a very cool AMAC, my most newest one. Catherine and I got one together, and we got this one very far away. I'm trying to think of the city. We're in the middle of nowhere, very far. It took us maybe an hour or so to get out there, and I finally got me a smaller one. I love my big guy, he's right there, but I love having this in the little plant gang on the shelf here. So it lives there and in a white planter, and it was very interesting for me to plant this guy because his root ball is kind of on the small side, and this is going to be its forever home. Let me know in the comments down below if you have an AMAC. Is it considered rare and expensive where you live, and do you see this kind of being sold in your neighborhood at different plant nurseries? Because for me, I don't really see the variegated AMAC for sale unless I'm going out to like a big nursery far away where they have a bunch of them for sale. Other than that, I never see these ones for sale. So I think the one behind me came from a nursery out in San Gabriel, where I got my very beautiful euphorbia behind me. And so that particular AMAC behind me against the door is from San Gabriel. I love that place a lot. I haven't been there in a while. And then this one came from a totally different part of California, but little gems here and there. I like to find them and bring them up to my collection. So had to include this euphorbia in today's top 10. Another rhipsalis. I have a thing for rhipsalises. They're goofy, they're interesting, they trail. And this one has been in my collection, I want to say since March, since the spring of this year. I got this one in Carpinteria, and I went back again to that particular nursery. I don't know what I got that time around, I don't remember, but I love this thing a lot. You guys see me take this for van life. Very easy plant. This has been growing in the front of my bed, and it gets some really decent sunlight for being in my studio. As you guys know, I don't have a lot of natural lighting in there, but never had any problems with this rhipsalis or any of my rhipsalises. So I wanted to go ahead and include this little guy in today's top 10. I had to include Bob Marley. I'm sorry, I just can't get over him. He's probably been in every single top 10 of my top 10 cacti. I love him a lot. You guys see him all the time on my channel. He's pretty much the king of the jungle besides George, but he does reign the cacti collection, and he's just so cool. I have propagated babies that fell off of him growing in my patio, and one day maybe I'll pull it back in the planter or make a whole new baby in a nice planter. But I could not pass up not sharing this baby for today's top 10, and I think I'll never get sick of him being in part of my top 10. So I hope you guys can enjoy seeing him again and again and again. But I love this thing so much. One of my prized babies. If you looked really good, there's tons of new growth. Like, just take a look at how cool and interesting he is. I love this thing a lot, and I'm so glad I found him. I've had this now in my collection for a year and a half. I got this from West Hollywood last summer, and it's doing so good. So it lives right there behind me. I'll put it back there after this, and I just like looking at him when I get home. Of course, another repeat offender. This actually fell down yesterday because my DIY wire hanging system broke from the rain. Luckily, this thing did not break or get damaged. So another repeat offender. I guess you can say these are updates on my big lovely babies here that just kind of trumps the rest of the babies because it's so huge and such a statement piece. This thing will never get old to me. I can look at this thing every day and appreciate its beauty in the collection. And if you look, every single trail is doing so good. I mean, it wasn't doing good when I got it. Like, as you can see, there's a lot of browning here and there, and it wasn't in the perfect condition when I got it in Santa Barbara. If you watch my Come With Me when I went back there with my grandma, the same one that was for sale when I picked this up was still there and looking really bad. I felt bad for it. I wanted to rescue it, but I'm sorry if this is a repeat offender, but this thing is just so spectacular. I had to include it in my last top 10 for cacti for 2019. Such a cool statement piece. I will never get rid of this plant. I love this thing. We'll see in the future what it's going to do and take shape. I mean, these trails are super long. I mean, just take a look at it. I'll clean them up when my grandma gets here. There's not a browning here, so I'm gonna have to go through the whole plant. None of the trails broke off when it fell down on the ground yesterday. My heart sank when I heard it drop. But it's here and it's doing good, and you guys always see it in the backgrounds of my Planting with Jewelyn videos. I love this thing so much, and I love seeing it also in the background of my videos when I do my planting videos in that direction. So here's my last baby, and boy, I am obsessed with this. It's really heavy because it got rained on. I hope it's gonna be okay. This has not bloomed on me yet, but it is a really cool epiphyllum that I found in West Hollywood earlier this year. I haven't had it for too long. It's living in a terracotta, and I'll give it a spin so you can see. When I first seen it far away, I was like, what is that? Is that like some kind of rhipsalis? Because it kind of had like the rhipsalis vibe to it. Or I was like, is this an epiphyllum? But take a look at it. It is so cool. I can't wait for it to bloom on me. A lot of new growth here, and I had to include this for my last spot for my top 10. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you think about my current top 10 for cacti? And I have a thing for trailing plants, whether they're succulents, house plants, or cacti. I always tend to gravitate towards anything variegated or cascading with lots of trails. So this one stole my heart right away, and I just love unique, weird babies, and I just love having this one in my collection. We'll see when it ever blooms on me, but let's go ahead and talk about the giveaway. And I'm just loving today's top 10. It was very fun to talk about. I got epiphyllums and rhipsalises close and dear to my heart. That's why you see them appear often on the top 10s. So let's talk about the giveaway. The giveaway rules are the same no matter what time of the year it is, what video it is. You have to be subscribed to both of my channels, my main channel and my vlog channel, Miss Jewelyn, and you have to be following both of my Instagram accounts, my main account _ILOVEJEWELYN and Planting with Jewelyn. And you have to like the video and leave a comment down below the city, state, country that you live in, as well as letting me know for 2019 if you bought a cacti and that was your favorite cacti of the year. What was it? I'd love to know. And if you didn't purchase any cacti, then what would be the cacti that you would want for 2020? And I will pick a winner 1 week from the time this video goes live. Anybody can enter the giveaway as long as you follow all of the rules, and I'll go ahead and announce the winner on my Planting with Jewelyn Instagram and DM you there on Instagram. So let's talk about the giveaway. They're pretty similar for all three of my giveaways for this series. You're going to be receiving a little cute planter. So this is the one that I'm going to be giving away in today's video. It's super cute. There's a little doggy there, and I think this would be great for any little plant baby. And then you're going to be getting a little potting tool, perfect for little prickly babies when you're handling them, as well as my holiday card for 2019-2020 with Ebby. Hope you guys enjoy another top 10 wrapping up 2019. I can't believe it. Stay tuned. I will film my top 10 succulents, and then after that my top 10 houseplants with giveaways, and I will do more top 10 videos to wrap up my thoughts and give a little shout out to a bunch of plants that either did really good in my collection that I really loved or not so much. So I'm having fun with the top 10 wrapping up 2019. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any of the cacti that I mentioned in today's video. And let me know also for the handful of babies that made it once again on the top 10, do you think that they deserve a spot in today's video? Because I just can't help myself to have them in the top 10 again because I just love them so much. So that is gonna wrap up today's video. See you tomorrow for part 2, and then the following day part 3 of my very fun quarterly series on the channel, top 10. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Subscribe for daily uploads. There's a video that goes live at every 5 a.m. I have over 600 videos and over 500 plants to inspire you each and every day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until next time, aloha from Santa Monica, California. Bye.